Swadikap. Thank you for joining us for the evening edition of NBT World Brief, right here on NBT and NBT World. You're with me, Natna Kavisut. In our first story, the Prime Minister has visited a discount goods campaign at a supermarket in Bangkok, pledging to ease the cost of living for the public. Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul visited a supermarket in Bangkapi district to inspect the rollout of discounted consumer goods under the Thai Help Thai campaign. Upon arrival, he was greeted by members of the public, some of whom asked about additional relief measures. He later toured product booths, offering essential items at reduced prices, with clear labels indicating participation in the scheme. Under this campaign, many goods are being sold at 20 to 30% below normal prices, particularly non-branded items with lower marketing costs, helping to ease household expenses during the ongoing energy crisis. The Prime Minister said the visit was aimed at monitoring product distribution, expressing satisfaction that lower-cost goods are reaching consumers. On fuel prices, he confirmed that the government is in talks with refineries and energy firms, with a decision on refining margins expected next week, and reiterated that prices should come down. He also addressed concerns over missing fuel supplies, saying authorities are expanding investigations and will take firm legal action against hoarding and profiteering. A special cabinet meeting on Monday is expected to focus on new measures targeting fuel prices as the government looks to further reduce the cost of living. With the energy crisis affecting the manufacturing sector, commerce officials are tightening price controls on key goods, requiring weekly reporting on plastic pellets while preparing to add more agricultural products to the control list. The Department of Internal Trade has introduced stricter legal measures to monitor essential goods, placing plastic pellets, seasoning sauces, and bottled drinking water under closer supervision. Director General Witayakon Maninet says these items are key inputs in the production of everyday consumer goods and could impact overall price structures. Producers, importers, distributors, and manufacturers using plastic pellets are now required to report weekly data, including purchase and selling prices, production volumes, imports, usage, and stock levels. The move covers major types of plastic pellets used in packaging, such as those for bottles, bags, and containers, allowing authorities to closely track costs and intervene early if needed. Supply and pricing will also be closely monitored for items such as seasoning sauces and bottled water, with legal action ready to tackle potential shortages or significant price fluctuations. Meanwhile, the department is preparing to add young coconuts, sea bass, and soybean meal to control goods list, aiming to protect both consumer prices and farmers' incomes. Bangkok is setting up a task force to support vulnerable groups as rising fuel prices continue to drive up the cost of living. Bangkok Governor Chachad Sittipan says the city is stepping up efforts to help residents cope with the ongoing energy crisis, with a focus on those most affected. A special task force will be set up to assess how the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration can provide targeted support, particularly for vulnerable groups facing rising living costs. One key measure under consideration is the revival of the BKK Food Bank project, aimed at redistributing food to those in need. The city is also exploring ways to reduce costs for both consumers and producers, including opening public spaces such as parks and district offices for farmers to sell their goods directly, cutting transportation expenses.
คนที่กระทบมากสุดจากเรื่องนี้น่าจะเป็นกลุ่มเปราะบางที่ปัจจุบันก็ลำบากอยู่แล้วมันก็อาจจะมีคนที่มีทรัพยากรเหลือก็แบ่งปันผ่าน BK Food Bank คือว่าใครมีอะไรที่เกินก็มาแบ่งแล้วก็เราก็กระจายให้กับคนที่เปราะบางอันนี้ก็จะเป็นโมเดลหนึ่งในการช่วยเหลือ แล้วก็ผมว่าเรื่องการประหยัดค่าใช้จ่ายต่างๆก็คงต้องพยายามหาทางช่วยกันอาจจะเปิดพื้นที่ขายเกษตรกรเอาของมาขายโดยตรงตามสวนสาธารณะตามพื้นที่ตามเขตต่างๆเพื่อให้สามารถซื้อโดยตรงไม่ต้องผ่านพ่อค้าคนกลางก็อาจจะช่วยลดต้นทุนได้นะแล้วก็มิติอื่นที่ต้องดูควบคู่ไปคือเรื่องการให้บริการเราเองต้องใช้น้ำมันว่าเรามีน้ำมันเพียงพอไหมลดขยะลดแอมบูเลนซ์ลดดับเพลิงลดน้ำต่างๆครับคงต้องดูให้เราแล้วคงเป็นเรื่องระยะยาวละก็เดี๋ยวคงต้องดูอีกทีหนึ่งครับ
Turning to political developments, Thailand's new defense minister says he is not concerned about taking on the role amid border tensions, expressing full confidence in the military's unity and readiness. Lieutenant General Adun Buntham Jareun says he feels confident stepping into the role of defense minister despite ongoing concerns along the Thai-Cambodian border. He says he trusts the leadership of the armed forces and all commanding officers, stressing that the military operates as one unified team committed to protecting the nation, religion and monarchy. Addressing speculation over potential tensions ahead of Cambodia's national elections next year, he urged the public not to worry, saying the military remains fully prepared to safeguard the border. He added that the armed forces have effective intelligence and surveillance systems in place to monitor developments closely. The defense minister also called on the public to exercise caution when consuming information, urging people not to believe rumors or unverified reports on social media, but to rely on official sources. Regarding recent allegations of misconduct involving officials and claims of illegal crossings by Cambodian forces, he said the military is ready to investigate and will take appropriate action if any wrongdoing is found. Haze levels remain hazardous in upper parts of Thailand as wildfires spread into the northeastern region. Officials in Leh province are battling flare-ups and urging the public to stop burning. In Leh province, a wildfire broke out in the Purua area and was initially brought under control on Friday afternoon and reignited again later in the evening. The fire occurred near Ban Pu Sawan along the border of Mueang Leh and Purua districts. Disaster prevention officials and local administrators quickly deployed teams and fire trucks to contain the blaze after it was reported by passing motorists. The situation was brought under control, limiting wider damage. Following the incident, officials continued to monitor the area closely to prevent further flare-ups and stop the fire from spreading into nearby communities. Local authorities say dry conditions and large amounts of roadside vegetation are increasing the risk of wildfires. Residents, especially drivers, are being urged to avoid actions that could spark fires, such as discarding cigarette butts, and to refrain from all types of open burning. Meanwhile, air quality remains a serious concern, with PM 2.5 levels exceeding safe limits across the north, northeast and upper central regions. The highest readings were recorded in Pai district of Mae Hong Son and Chiang Dao district of Chiang Mai, both at hazardous levels. And that wraps up this edition of NBT World Brief. Stay updated with the latest developments right here on NBT and NBT World. For more stories, simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, สวัสดีครับ